Hello scholars and welcome back to week 7 already of POL450 Research Methods for Political Science. Well, this is an exciting week because in this week we are going to submit our draft of our prospectus. And what that means is we have already completed all those pieces and we're ready to submit a draft. So all we need to do is put together all your hard work over the previous 6 weeks, put those pieces together and get ready to submit that draft prospectus, which will also after you clean it up, become your critical assignment. I was real pleased with week 6. For many of you, I got very high quality annotated bibliographies, and that always means that you have done all the legwork necessary. You were able to find 15 good resources out there, good credible pieces, or you gathered 15 credible reference material. You were able to annotate them and give me a good example of why. And what that really means to me is that you have the framework and the foundation necessary to really put together a good prospectus. So let's look through our week 7 agenda, answer those questions, and then ensure that we're ready as we move into the final home stretch of this course. So for this week, our reading assignment comes from Chapter 9. And in Chapter 9, what the author has labeled this is bringing the paper together, the 3 essential ways: the conclusion, the introduction, and the title. And you're going to find that's kind of an interesting, that we're going to write the conclusion, and then the author's going to say that's where you get your introduction and your title. But really, you really don't, but in essence, you really don't have an introduction until you have a conclusion. You need to make sure that your intro and your conclusion are in alignment. So it'll be an interesting read this week, especially as you finish up your papers. We also have a PowerPoint lecture that's been included, and this week we're talking about validity and reliability. So take time to review that PowerPoint. And then we go into our first deliverable. Like I said before, our first deliverable this week is going to be our draft research prospectus. It's going to be due by Sunday at 11:59 as always, and there's 50 points available. What I've done is I have included the rubric with this. And what I think will especially help you out is this prospectus video. The prospectus video, the template, and an example. All of that I included. Remember, I had given you this video in week 2, and I then copied it here into week 7 again, just to ensure. So look over that example, look at the template, and watch that video, and you'll be ready to submit all the necessary pieces for your draft and written assignment number 7. If you follow the template, if you use the example and the video, you will have no problem being successful with your draft, with little, hopefully with little bit of feedback. So the reason why we submit this in week 7 is when you submit this, I'm going to do everything I can to get these graded and turned back to you quickly, so you can do whatever necessary changes you need to so we can get these submitted by week 8. We also have an application exercise. That's a quiz. There's 6 multiple choice problems. I need you to complete that. It's going to be based upon the validity and reliability from both the reading and the PowerPoint. No time limit, but once it's opened, it needs to be completed, so utilize some time management when you open that. And then finally, our discussion board. And our discussion board this week is kind of a recap on what you've learned, what you've noticed, what stood out during this research project. So now that you're submitting your draft research prospectus to me, we've kind of come to the point of a conclusion. You've done your research, you put all your pieces together, and you're ready to move forward. I want you to discuss that with your colleagues. I want to remember your initial discussion needs to be at least 300 words, and go into some depth on what you've learned, what did you think about the process. And then, of course, with all of our discussion boards, I need you to respond to 2 of your colleagues. And like I've said in the past so many times, I'm not looking for thank yous or well done or good jobs. I want you can use those words, but then add some substance behind them and explain why they did a good job. Add to that academic discussion for me. So there we have it. We have the 3 deliverables. Take time and watch that prospectus video and the template. Look over the template and the examples. It should answer all the questions you have for you. But if by chance you have additional questions, always feel free to reach out to me. Get a hold of me. Let's get all of these questions answered early so that we can submit a draft prospectus, get that feedback, submit your final critical assignment, and head towards the home stretch of this course. I know that it's always difficult when we get to the end to stay diligent, but we're so close to the finish line. So put in the effort, put in the work, let's finish this class, let's be successful, and I look forward to reading all of your perspectives this week. So take care, I'll think of you my thoughts and prayers, and I'll talk to you soon shortly. Bye for now.